Dun Shows World.
Welcome to Shows World Gamers, Josh here, and as this week draws to a close, I wanted to take a moment to look at this week's biggest news stories, this week's gaming announcements, and this week's new video game releases. If this is your first time on the channel, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button to join in on the fun. Alright gamers, let's kick off this week in review with a few news stories. Now, reports have come out that Nintendo has said that they are skipping Gamescom 2024, the huge gaming event taking place later this year from August 21st through August 25th in Cologne, Germany. And it is annually the biggest gaming event in the world. This is also where many reports have come out about last year's event, where Nintendo reportedly was showing off an iteration of their new console behind closed doors. Now, this is not a huge surprise, and Nintendo seems to favor the Tokyo Game Show, which takes place just a few weeks later in Japan, so definitely stay tuned for info on their plans, or lack thereof plans, for that event also. Now, the Fallout TV show turned out to be a huge hit, and we did get news that the planned second season has been officially greenlit, and it is now in the works. We have also seen in the sales charts, the show has had effect on the games, with many titles jumping into the top 10 in the sales charts. GameIndustry.biz reported Fallout 4 at the top of the European weekly top 10 list last week, with the game sales jumping an astonishing 7,500%. Now, in some disappointing news for those eagerly awaiting the opening of the Donkey Kong Country expansion coming to Universal Studios Japan, they have officially announced that the opening of the new land has been delayed out of spring 2024 and now has a plan to open in second half 2024, with no concrete date given. Here in the US, we are getting a version of the new Donkey Kong Land also as part of the Super Nintendo World area that will be part of the brand new Epic Universe theme park coming to the Universal Orlando Resort. The park is still scheduled to open next year in 2025. Now, let's take a look at some gaming announcements. Now, Tales of the Shire receives an announcement trailer this week. The game is releasing later this year on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 5, the PC, and Xbox Series systems. Taking place in the world of The Lord of the Rings, you will play as a hobbit in the Shire in a life sim game that is very reminiscent of Animal Crossing style games. We also received the announcement and, well, then the release of two classic games added to the Nintendo 64 library for the Nintendo Switch service for those with the expansion. The games included were Extreme G, a futuristic racing game with futuristic bikes, which I remember being pretty fun when it originally released. The other game is Iggy's Wreckin' Balls, which is kind of a racing game where you control a ball character and try to reach the top of a spiral track while battling your way through obstacles and other players. And both titles will support online play. Now, Deathbound received a console announcement trailer this week. The game will be coming to the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series systems, alongside the PC version. The game is listed as a one-of-a-kind, party-based Souls-like set in a callous world where faith and science clash. In the game, you will be able to transform between fallen warriors, all with their own unique skill set, combat styles, and rich history. Alright gamers, let's finish up with this week's actually pretty impressive week of new game releases. And we'll start with Stellar Blade. It released this week exclusively for the PlayStation 5. The game is a fast action beat 'em up with impressive graphics. You take control of Eve on an epic journey to reclaim Earth. Now, there is a demo available for the game, and we did do a hands-on gameplay first look video giving our initial thoughts on the game. So I will link that video at the end of this one, so definitely check that out if you're interested in Stellar Blade. Also releasing this week, Sandland, an action role-playing game based on the manga by Akira Toriyama, released this week on the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series systems. This game is a lot of fun, with large open areas to explore, hand-to-hand combat, vehicle combat, and there is a demo available that I definitely suggest trying. If you're on the fence on this one, I think you'll like it, but it doesn't hurt to download that demo and check it out first. Now, Uyaiden, I think that's how you say it, positive. Chronicle 100 Heroes released this week on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series systems, and it was actually a day one release on Game Pass. The game is a modern take on the traditional Japanese role-playing game style with over 100 playable characters and a war-torn world you will have to save. Now, Tales of Kanzera Zao released this week on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 5, a PC, Xbox Series systems, and it is a day one release for some PlayStation Plus plans, depending on which one you have. I think it's the upper two that this game is available to download right now. The game is a really fast, single-player, action-packed Metroidvania style game, and I'm definitely going to be playing this game this weekend. It looks like a lot of fun. Another Crab's Treasure, the long-awaited indie game with combat that has been compared to that of the Soulsborne games, finally released this week on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series systems, and is a day one release on Game Pass. And this week was just loaded with new games that look really good, so it's going to be a busy week. Alright gamers, that concludes this week in review for the week ending on April 26th. The week started with news coming out that a Target source has stated that the huge retail company plans to stop selling physical media in stores and online by next year. Then, on the Xbox Era podcast, they discussed a rumor that Helldivers 2 may be coming to the Xbox Series systems soon, as talks are underway about a port that will be coming to the Xbox systems. And the week ended with the Knuckles TV show dropping on Paramount Plus for its first 6 episodes, spanning across the first season, and I'm definitely going to be checking that out this weekend. I've really been looking forward to this show. But let me know anything we may have missed in the comments, and thanks for joining us today, gamers. Shodes World, out.